Good Thursday evening to you. I'm Dakota Makris. Tonight, Pulaski County families are mourning the loss of a school teacher. 40-year-old Stephanie Foster died from COVID-19 Tuesday. It's the district's first COVID-19 related death. Shelby Lofton talked to school leaders about the loss and how they're helping Foster's young students work through it.
This sort of just knocks you back a few steps, you know. It makes it hit home.
Pulaski County Schools Superintendent Patrick Richardson said Stephanie Foster's first grade students felt very connected to her.
Those lower primary grades, you do a lot of one-on-one instruction. You know, you're on the kids' level.
Dr. Jenny Bolander, also a teacher, said this loss is being felt across the Commonwealth.
Teachers just have the biggest hearts and they want to see the world be a better place.
Richardson said Foster was a leader on campus.
She was one of the technology experts in the building. She trained a lot of our teachers on the different technology aspects, especially through COVID.
Richardson said in addition to all of the young lives Foster impacted as a teacher, she was a mom to 2 young sons.
We're going to try to support that family as much as possible. As far as our school community, that's going to be big as far as impacting and the grief that our community feels.
He said counselors are on campus helping students cope.
Lives in Pulaski County that will no longer be impacted by somebody who had a true heart for kids. So it's incredibly sad.
Richardson says this is another blow during a tough few years.
Continue to remember all the sick around us.
In Pulaski County, Shelby Lofton, WKYT.
And today we talked to a doctor at the University of Kentucky about how to talk to your kids about deaths in their school communities, including teachers and other students. Well, UK child psychologist Dr. Michelle Martell says children around age 5 process loss differently. She says when it's time to have the hard talk, it needs to be direct and matter of fact. Now, the doctor also recommends to ask your child or children what would be helpful from you and to assure them, however, what they are feeling is normal.
Often express their feelings through play. So those kids may not talk much about it, like, you know, one-on-one with you, but you can observe their play and you may notice things in their play that you can comment on.
Now, the doctor says doing activities with your child like writing messages about the deceased helps the grieving process. Kentucky's COVID-19 surge continues with yet another record high positivity rate. Here's a look at today's report. The state reported 9,267 new cases today, bringing our case total to now a little more than 962,000 cases. There were 29 new deaths as well, putting the Commonwealth's death toll at 12,484. The positivity rate is at a record 27.77%. You can always find the latest COVID-19 information on our website at WYMT.com.
All is quiet throughout the mountains as we head through the night tonight and even through much of the day tomorrow. But it's as we head into the weekend that things look to get potentially wintry, and our confidence is increasing in that possibility. Outside right now, mid-40s. Buffalo Mountain camera showing those clouds continuing to push through the region. A little hint of sunshine out there. I-75 at Mount Vernon all socked in with clouds as the lights are on this evening along I-75. We're going to continue to see temperatures falling through the 40s as we head through tonight. Jacksboro still at 50. Everybody else at least in the upper 40s. Few mid-40s starting to work in, and Wise at 39. Few showers continuing, especially as we head into the Big Sandy at this hour. Some light to moderate rain pushing through parts of Pike County into Mingo and Logan counties in West Virginia, even on up into Martin, Lawrence, Johnson counties as well. A few showers in northern Jackson County and even into Estill County and pushing into Lee County at this hour in Kentucky, that is. Mid-30s for tonight. Some of those showers could turn into a few flurries by the time we finish things off for tonight. We have more than flurries in the forecast as we head for the weekend. I'll have the full details on that coming up in just a few minutes. Dakota.
All right, Evan, thank you. London police are needing your help in finding a suspect. Now, take a look now at your screen. Police say the pictured suspect robbed a BP station at gunpoint this morning. Police also say the suspect took $300 from the register. If you know of any information, you are asked to call police. A Breathitt County man was sentenced to several years behind bars for marijuana trafficking. U.S. Attorney's Office officials said 32-year-old Kevin Combs was sentenced to 105 months in federal prison. Combs pleaded guilty on Tuesday to cultivating more than 50 marijuana plants. Now, he also pleaded guilty to brandishing a firearm in relation to a drug trafficking crime. Under federal law, Combs must serve at least 89 months in prison. Governor Andy Beshear shared some big news for those wanting to become a state trooper. He said a big part of his budget will focus on how the state can improve public safety. The governor's budget would increase pay for KSP troopers by $15,000 and $8,000 for telecommunicators, which he says will help in both recruitment and retention efforts.
The Kentucky State Police is experiencing an unprecedented shortage of troopers. They're at their lowest number in over 30 years. That creates a public safety crisis. We cannot afford not to have both the troopers that are working now, but also the level that we need.
Well, the budget would also fund body cameras for state troopers for the first time. The governor will deliver his budget address to the General Assembly later this evening. Pikeville VFW post number 3769 serves its community daily, but one project is helping veterans cope with the struggles of life after their time in the service is up. The VFW team in Pikeville shares that the Veterans Memorial Park is helping veterans with PTSD. The Veterans Affairs website reports that in 2019, an average of 17 veterans died by suicide each day. The average age of those veterans was 40 years old. Officials say the park continues to be a huge help to veterans as a way to reach out for help.
When we acquired the jet, and as soon as the wheels hit the ground, the next day we had veterans coming up to us, talking to us, whether they were having problems with the VA or their benefits, or they just needed to talk to somebody.
Leaders in the post have been continually working on the park, recently adding a containing wall and keep off signs near the jet. Officials say the jet and the park has allowed the post to reach out to veterans in the area who had not been in contact with the VFW before. Tomorrow is the opening day of the 2022 WYMT Kentucky Fishing Expo presented by Pittsburgh Marine at the Corbin Arena. The event opens at 4 p.m. on Friday until 8 p.m. on Saturday from 9 to 7 and Sunday 2 to 4. And there will be two special guests in the audience tomorrow from Paw Patrol to take pictures with kids.
It's a family fun event, and we want to invite everybody to come down, bring the kids. It's going to be fantastic, a great time. We've got all kinds of fishing things, lures, tackle,
plenty
boats.
Of tackle, and we'll be doing some seminars on fishing, help you become a better angler.
Several people have been hard at work at the arena today, setting up boats and gear at the expo this weekend for you and your family to enjoy. The Kentucky Department of Education is now accepting nominations for the 2023 Teacher Awards. Now, to be eligible, the teacher must be working full-time at any public school with at least 3 years of experience. The teacher is nominated by students, parents, colleagues, or community members. A panel will judge all of the applicants in March. 24 teachers will be awarded. The 2023 Kentucky Teacher of the Year will be chosen from the 9 contenders. Well, some great news for horse racing lovers. The Kentucky Derby Festival will return to offer live and in-person events this year. One of the most noticeable changes is the festival's founding event, the Pegasus Parade, that will be held on Sunday for the first time instead of Thursday. Officials announced the dates for dozens of festival events from mid-March through Derby Week. Well, this week, the American Red Cross declared a national blood crisis, saying the combined impact of the pandemic and recent natural disasters is creating an increased need while also contributing to a decrease in donations. Our Buddy Forbes was at the Prestonsburg Community Blood Drive to see how organizers are working to bring in more blood.
A community with a drive to be part of something bigger.
We don't normally plan blood drives in a couple of weeks, but we were able to pull this one off.
In the face of a national blood crisis, American Red Cross and the city of Prestonsburg partnered to get the blood flowing.
As you know, every 2 seconds someone across the country needs blood, so it's really impactful to come out and donate.
Inviting donors to give.
You're all set, Ben.
as the pandemic and recent weather conditions cause what officials say is the worst blood shortage in more than a decade.
I think everybody should come out and donate blood because right now they're hurting for blood.
With the same factors causing donations to decrease and the need to increase.
Right now, we really need everyone to come out and donate, especially type O negative and O positive.
Reminding eligible donors that a few minutes of their time.
One donation can save up to 3 lives because we can split that donation into 3 blood products, red blood cells, platelets, and plasma.
Could pump out additional time for someone in need.
If they care about their humanity, they should do it. You know, they care about their family. Some of their family might need blood one day.
Saying especially now when it is needed most.
And you'd have a good feeling knowing that you went and helped somebody, and maybe somebody will come and help your family.
You have a chance to give something that means something. In Prestonsburg, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
Well, if you missed the drive and want to donate, you can visit our website to find out how. If you cannot donate blood, officials say they are always looking for volunteers. A prominent force in the state Republican Party who tried 3 times for the governor's office has died. Larry Forgy shifted his focus to pushing others to success in the GOP. He died this morning at the age of 82. Our Phil Pendleton has more on what those in Frankfort had to say, as well as his opponent in the 1995 governor's race.
We will be victorious in November.
Many believe that Larry Forgy was the Republican Party's best shot at ending nearly 2.5 decades of Democratic governors in the state capitol.
Tonight is the beginning of the end of 24 years of rule by the Frankfort Democrats.
But in November, he lost to Paul Patton.
We maintained a cordial relationship during and after the campaign, but I'm sure he was very disappointed because he was expected to win. I was an underdog, that's for sure.
After that loss, Republicans say Forgy remained a force in the party, motivating other candidates to find success.
Seems like he never gave up on the state, no matter, even though I know he had losses running for governor. I guess 95 was probably the toughest one. But he never gave up on the state.
A moment of silence was held Thursday morning in the Senate committee where Forgy's sister serves, Senator Alice Forgy Kerr.
We would just like to take a moment of silence. Both sides of the aisle, Republican, Democrat, know how much of a legend Larry Forgy was. And
he was groomed by the Republican establishment. There were Democrats that would support him because they knew there was going to be a Republican governor sooner or later. And just a miracle that I managed to win that election.
Other Kentucky leaders, such as Congressman Hal Rogers, say Forgy was a captivating speaker and a loyal friend to people across the state. In Frankfort, Phil Pendleton, WYMT Mountain News.
U.S. Senator Mitch McConnell said in a statement that he will miss Forgy's humor, lively speeches, and kind heart.
Coming up, I'll have the very latest on our chance for more wintry weather this weekend and whether or not any of that snow looks to stick around a little bit longer this time. That's on the way.
And a school band is trying to make their way to the Memorial Day Parade on Capitol Hill. But before they can do that, they need your help. That's next.